do what we do to terrorists in this country, which is deliver swift and certain justice.
Hours later, America saw a second deadly gun attack. This time, 9 people killed in Ohio.
Shooting.
These are 2 incredible places. We love the people. Hate has no place in our country.
As well as the debate on gun control, there are questions this time about political rhetoric and responsibility. Also tonight, the round-the-clock effort to shore up the damaged dam near Whaley Bridge in Derbyshire. Tomorrow's Heathrow strike is off, but industrial action over pay could yet take place on Tuesday. Good evening. A gun attack in a town on the US border with Mexico is being described as domestic terrorism as the authorities investigate links to white nationalist ideology. The first of 2 mass shootings in the space of 13 hours happened in El Paso, Texas, where the majority of the population is Hispanic. The 21-year-old gunman killed 20 people before he was taken into custody. In the second attack, 9 people were killed by gunmen in Dayton, Ohio. He was shot dead at the scene. Well, the Texas shooting happened at a shopping mall that includes a Walmart store. In the last half hour, President Trump has been speaking about the shooting, saying hate has no place in our country. Our correspondent Sophie Long is live in El Paso now. Sophie.
Well, Michelle, this massacre happened when the superstore with Jaime was packed full to capacity with family shopping. It has really reaffirmed that this could happen to anyone at any time. What's equally striking here, though, is that despite all the mass shootings that have gone before, and there have been at least 3 in the past week alone, there is still shock here. Shock that it happened in El Paso, considered to be one of America's safest cities, and shock that so many lives were lost. And again, it has reignited the debate about what should be done to stop it. A normally busy shopping mall cordoned off. An investigation is underway as people come to terms with what happened here hours ago. A gunman opened fire in what was a packed Walmart superstore, killing 20 people, injuring at least 26 others. People took cover wherever they could. Inside the mall, armed officers moved in search of the attacker. But one man told me the gunman was
black and white checkered floor.
So he hid in a side room.
There was a door that one of the employees had. She had opened.
Sunglasses again.
She was bringing everybody in there. But we went inside.
Can't see your eyes, mate. What's going on here?
We're like, what do we do now? At that same time, I could hear the shots. I mean, not maybe like 15 feet. So he was already by our side.
The suspect being held by the authorities is 21-year-old Patrick Crucius.
Crucius, like crucify.
He had travelled hundreds of miles to carry out a racially motivated hate crime.
War is ear defenders, though.
As a domestic terrorism case.
Best way your ear defenders while you're causing terror.
Terrorists in this country, which is deliver swift and certain justice.
El Paso lies right next to Juarez in Mexico. The border is just beyond those tall buildings there. The population here is more than 80% Hispanic. The fact that the authorities are investigating whether this was a targeted racist attack has led some to question whether the rhetoric being used by politicians here is actually making things worse. This massacre quickly reverberated on the presidential election trail.
7-8.
Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke, who is from El Paso, returned to his hometown to be with people affected. He said President Trump was to blame for the increased levels of hate and racism.
We've had a rise in hate crimes every single one of the last 3 years. During an administration where you have a president who's called Mexicans,
sun or star
and criminals,
the Walmart logo,
commit crimes at a far lower rate than those born here in the country. He has tried to make us afraid of them to some real effect and consequence.
President Trump has condemned the shooting, calling it tragic, hateful, and cowardly.
Hate has no place in our country. We have to get it stopped. This has been going on for years and years in our country. We have to get it stopped.
As the authorities search for evidence, America searches for answers. How can this have happened again, and what can be done to stop it? Sophie Long, BBC News.
Killed and 26 others wounded in another shooting, this time outside a bar in Dayton, Ohio. Police shot the gunman dead. They now say his 22-year-old sister was among those killed. Here's our North America correspondent, Chris Buckler.
After a Saturday morning of grief and violence in America, came a Saturday night that brought more of the same. 9 people were killed and more than 24 injured, all in a shooting that lasted less than a minute as people were enjoying an evening out in the centre of Dayton.
They started pushing us out the back door into the alley out the back because they didn't want us coming out the front because they didn't know where the shooter was or how many there was. When you came outside, as soon as you hit the front street, you seen the bodies and you knew that this was different. You knew it's something that you never thought of experiencing.
The gunman has been identified as 24-year-old Connor Betts, using an assault rifle and carrying more magazines of ammunition when he was shot dead by officers.
Leah was very sweet, had her own opinions, kept more to himself.
Vigils have become all too familiar in this country.
No
There have
tears.
been more mass shootings in the United States this year than there have been days.
I think that the police and our first responders, clearly the question has to be raised.
Nan Whaley.
Why does Dayton have to be the 250th mass shooting in America?
Year after year, campaigners put pressure on